So now I have both side pockets installed in my jeans, and it's time for the fly front zipper. So your fly guard, the curve should be going towards the right side because we are going to be putting these two together. And on the left one, facing up, we use our fly guard. So what I did is I just stitched it together, right sides together, along the bottom, flipped it right side out, and then serge finished those edges together. So we have a fold right here. And I also went ahead and serge finished both of the front crotch seams. So the first step is we're going to take our zipper and we want to align that notch with the stop. So I'm going to place my zipper stop at that notch and I'm going to place it right sides together. So I have my zipper here and I'm flipping it right sides together, aligning the stop with that notch. And I'm going to align those edges. Now I'm going to take my fly guard and I'm going to place it so the seam is at the bottom, and that should match up with your zipper tape, the end of that. I'm going to pin those all together. And the top of the zipper, you can just leave it up and we can trim that later. So I have my right side up jeans, my zipper right side down, and then my guard. So I'm going to pin those all together. Now I'm just going to use my zipper foot and I'm going to stitch all along here until I reach the zipper stop. So once this is stitched down in place, we're going to flip it to the right side and I'm going to top stitch from there all the way down to my stop here. And you can even at this point go ahead and press this as well. So this is at the point we are now. And now I'm going to take my right pant and my fly guard and I'm going to place it right sides together. Start my fly facing and I'm going to stitch to that knot. So I'm going to back stitch right here at my regular seam allowance that I added. So I'm just going to stitch right here. So now that my fly is attached, I am going to press it to the wrong side. I like pressing the allowances open first. Makes that edge nice and crisp. I'm just going to pin it in place for now because I'm going to take this back to my machine and I'm going to top stitch right to that marking. So that notch right here. Just going to top stitch right along that edge. So I have my right pant with the fly on the inside and this one looking like this. So now I'm going to pin right sides together the crotch curves. So I'm going to start pinning. And I want to get all of this excess out of the way because we're going to start stitching at that point right there. So this is where we are at with our fly front zipper. We have our crotch seam now sewn and you see from the right side it needs to be attached to this side of the zipper. So I like to get everything laying flat. I'm going to give it a little press too. And what I want to do is get this fly guard out of the way. So I'm gonna push it to the back and pin it because I need to sew this side of the zipper tape to this fly facing. So I'm going to match it back up again, and I'm going to peel back this pant, and I am going to pin the zipper down here. So it'll look like this. Sometimes you can even sew it from this side. So I'm gonna take this to my machine and stitch the zipper in place right here. So once this is stitched, we can start to do our top stitching. Now I have my guard still pinned to the other side. So everything's laying nice. Got our fly nice and open. So now we're gonna do top stitching. And so I'm just going to put a pin right here to keep everything laying flat. And you can draw whichever shape that you like, following this curve. I like to draw mine about 1.5 inches away. And I'm just using a heat resistant fabric marker. You can use chalk, whatever you want. And you want this to come right under that zipper pull. So I'm going to stitch it right down to here. So I'm going to stitch right along here. I'm going to stop stitching. I'm going to pivot here. Sorry. So I'm going to top stitch all along here, and I'm going to pivot and then continue stitching the crotch curve in place on the one side. And just make sure that your back guard is still in place, and so it doesn't flip back yet. We'll attach that later. And so I have my size 100 needle in because it's going to get thick, and I'm using my top stitching thread. So I have my first top stitching here, and my second row I'm just going to stop around here because then I'm going to flip my fly guard back and top stitch the rest. So once you finish your second curved top stitching line that ends about here, you can unpin your fly guard. This is it from the wrong side, and flip it back over your zipper, because now we can finish that top stitching line and we can catch this and make it secure at the bottom. So now we have this in place. And so now I'm going to sew through all the layers right here. And then I can continue stitching down my crotch seam now. So now looks like we have a really nice functional fly front zipper. What you can also do is a bar tack here and here for extra security. So I'm going to do that as well. Here we have our finished fly front zipper. It's held into place with our bar tacks. It's nice and secure.